Friends, how are you doing? This market is doing exactly what we want it to do, which is chill out. It is doing that. We need this market to chill out, and today it chilled out. So I'm going to talk about SoFi. I'm going to talk about Palantir. And really, I'm going to talk about Palantir is that Alex Karp gave a great interview today, and we're going to watch just a snippet moment of it. But it was a phenomenal interview. Alex killed it again. But let's go right into what we know today. And first of all, I just want to put a shout out to BigBear today. Look at BigBear just holding its ground right here. I mean, BigBear holding this 330 position. Man, that says a lot right there. Now, obviously, I could eat my words tomorrow. This thing could trail back down into high $2 range, but this is pretty encouraging that BigBear is surviving this this situation right now. So, if BigBear can hold this, I would definitely see BigBear slowly climbing back up into a high $3, low $4 range here sooner than we think, if the market can continue just to stay on a steady course here of not falling apart more. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. SoFi. So SoFi, I have been buying SoFi. I have bought almost for the past 2 weeks. Every few days, I'll just buy more SoFi. Every time I get a little more capital in from payments here or there, I'll just build. Or I'm gonna buy a little more SoFi because I believe in the future of SoFi, what it's going to offer people, investors, so much that I think it's one of the number one stocks that people need to invest in right now, 100%. And, obviously there's no guarantee in anything. I could eat my words and it could be a huge flop, but right now we're not seeing any evidence to indicate that whatsoever. So with that situation, obviously, if you buy SoFi, you want to buy a SoFi, you do what you want to do. I'm not sitting here trying to pressure anybody to buy it. But with that, with SoFi finding this ground where it's at right now, it's playing around this. It looks like it's trying to get to a $10 range, high $10 range, but I honestly wouldn't be terribly upset if SoFi went to a $10 range here, because I would buy more of it. But the situation at hand here right now too is that SoFi is waiting on a few things here. SoFi, the first big thing is the Feds. The Feds. When can we get? We're gonna get sometime eventually, especially with inflation turning out pretty good here. We're gonna be talking about rate cuts. When can we get a rate cut? Is it going to be June, sooner? Who knows? But that is going to be one thing that will affect banks, but SoFi obviously too will be delighted in that. So that's going to be a big thing there for SoFi with it. Now, obviously, all we've heard right now about these rate cuts is that they could come in June. That's literally the last thing we've heard about them. Okay. Now, obviously, that is a minute away. It'll be here before you know it, but it's pretty far away, obviously too. So with that, SoFi, SoFi is supposed to report earnings around May 5th. Now, SoFi being a creature of habit, more than likely, what's going to happen here? Probably January, February, March, April, May, the end of April, we're going to start to see SoFi, depending on where the market's at, obviously, too, and where SoFi is landed at that time. We still got a lot of time to pass here before then. But, how SoFi usually reacts to quarterlies, it's usually the same. And I'm talking since SoFi was like $4. I mean, I've been here for a while. I've been here since the beginning of building the pyramid here with SoFi. SoFi 2-3 weeks out from quarterlies will start to have a little bit of an uptick, because more than likely we know SoFi is not showing any signs of not hitting quarterlies here, at least just meeting going over expectation by a margin here. But what is happening here as of late, SoFi has been killing these quarterlies here. So the last 2 quarterlies have been huge. Now we're in a position where SoFi is talking about, probably not this one. I highly doubt it'll be this quarterly, but maybe by Q3, Q4, if they keep moving in the direction they're moving in with these quarterlies, with this uptick, SoFi is going to be talking about billion-dollar quarterlies. That's a very real situation that's going on right now. So you, as an investor right now, SoFi, not a lot of people are talking about it. not a lot of people are buying it. It's selling off. It's getting cheaper. More than likely, when these quarterlies come out here around May, SoFi will bump up quite a bit aggressively. We'll see what it can move up to. It has no problem selling, going to 17, 18, almost 19 bucks. So we can definitely hit that again, especially if we see some huge quarterlies here. But when these quarterlies do come out, they're going to set a new foundation. They're going to set a new pillar here, a new level, if you will, a floor for where SoFi will stay. So, just, off the top of our heads here with what we've seen with chart wise, going into a situation where SoFi produces, let's say on this quarterly they hit like, let's say they hit like $810 million. Okay, so that's, they might do more, who knows, but it's hard to say. They've really got to push it up here. But what we're saying is that they are moving up here in quarterlies quite aggressively. So if more than likely we're going to be in we're going to be 800 million range here with SoFi, hopefully with this next quarterly, to show what's going to happen here for Q1 of 2025. So with that, SoFi could definitely move up into a high teen range. We could possibly hit 20 bucks here with SoFi. Now with that, SoFi will probably repeat the process of, just it will stay up for a while, be aggressive, maybe move up past that a little bit, depending where the market's at. And then over time, SoFi will find a new bottom. Now, what will that new bottom be? I don't know, maybe 15, 16 bucks, 14 bucks on a bad day. So buying SoFi, what I'm saying here, buying SoFi at this, $11, maybe high $10 range here, if things continue the way they are, man, this is pure profit in your pocket just 3 months down the road here. Okay, this is pure profit. So, if you would like to make money in the market, if you want to make money in the market, this is where you need to focus your attention 100%. I don't know. I don't know how to make it any more simpler to lead people to the well to drink. You're talking about a company that is executing quarterlies aggressively right now, and there's a reason why all the big investors, all the big firms, they're investing in SoFi, because SoFi is killing it with earnings, and SoFi is killing it with their customer basis. They're going after the younger generation, and they are getting them. 100%. They are getting college kids left and right. And guess what? Those college kids, they're going to be buying cars, houses, loans, personal loans, business loans, credit cards, everything within the next 5 to 10 years, 100% as they go out into the world. So this is growing the revenue. This is growing the bank accounts. This is growing just the general income of SoFi at such an aggressive rate. And SoFi's had a plan here the last 4 years. And my God, they have executed that plan 100%. So friends, you can either be a part of what's going on with SoFi, or you can just sit here and keep watching what's going on. Now, obviously, for me as an investor, what am I looking for SoFi here in the future? What I'm looking for right now with SoFi for the future is I'm looking to make a really big aggressive position in SoFi right now. And then let's say let's just do a handful of 5 years down the road here. 5 years down the road, SoFi comes out and they say, hey, we're gonna do a dividend on top of our stock. That makes sense. Bank stock. Okay, maybe 5 years from now, maybe we're talking about $3-4 billion a quarterly, okay, depending on how aggressively they keep growing here. That's a ballpark medium range. I don't think too many people would disagree with that. At least somewhere 2.53 billion, where they would be releasing, quarterlies. So they could 100%, say we're going to add dividends to our stock. Okay, now you start getting paid to hold their stock. That's amazing. Okay, well, let's take it even further. Maybe 5 years from now, SoFi stock has become very aggressive. Maybe it's grown to, $80, $100. Who knows? You can't sit here and say, no, it can't. We don't know what's going to happen here. Okay, well, maybe they say, hey, we're going to do a stock split. Okay. Now we're talking. So now we're talking about you've been buying SoFi for a long time. You've got a lot of shares. Now they're talking about adding a dividend. Now we're talking about stock split. Friends, you've just made more money than most people will have in their retirement fund after 30 years. If you've been buying SoFi for a handful of years now and you have maybe 500, maybe 5,000 shares of SoFi, even the smallest dogs in the game right now have a chance to really change their financial future here with SoFi. This is why everyone's saying it's so easy to become rich in this market right now if you're willing to buy, not be scared, and take chances in good companies that are reporting money. SoFi is actually making money. This isn't a company like, well, if they keep doing this, they'll get out of the weeds and they'll start being profitable one day. This is not that conversation. This conversation is they're making money. They're doing really good. They're getting a lot of new subscribers. They're getting a lot of new people open bank accounts. They're killing it actually right now. So this is what people really need to focus on with SoFi, that the future is very, very bright here for you to be a part of what they are offering with the journey with them. So friends, I can't say enough good things about SoFi. And if you're wondering why SoFi doesn't get as much attention right now as a lot of other stocks, even stocks that don't even deserve that much attention, there's stocks that are more money right now, companies that aren't even producing these kind of quarterlies. They're not even out of debt, but they're just glam companies. They're what if, could it be? SoFi is just generally, at the end of the day, it's a bank, and it doesn't excite the general population with investors, sadly to say. I think it's crazy myself, but it's the God's honest truth. It's just what it is. So, but for you, the edge in that for you as an investor, someone who's looking for just a good, solid investment, it's SoFi. It's SoFi 100%. So friends, I'm not going to change my tune here. Even if SoFi came out with these next Q1s for 2025 and they just met expectations, I would still feel fine with SoFi. I mean, they're still doing good. They're still doing great because I know SoFi is growing. I don't know if you've noticed, but even when you watch YouTube, even TV, you're starting to see a lot of SoFi commercials. I mean, SoFi is promoting SoFi a lot. I mean, they're making commercials. They're making ads everywhere. They're starting to become like a household image right now, and people are making accounts with them 100%. So yeah, that's where I think it's a great opportunity that people should move on immediately. Okay, so Palantir today sold off to this $80 range today, but still holding really good ground. I mean, that $80 position. There is a wall right there, and it does not like to be broke. It is very obvious right now. So, let's watch this quick little interview that Alex gave here, and I'm gonna butt in here to kind of what Alex was asked, and then we'll go from there. And just to give some clarity, some background to what is being asked for Alex right now. Essentially, they're asking, this whole thing with Doge cutting government spending, is this bad for Palantir? And Alex gives a great, essentially what we've been saying, like, no, this is actually quite good. So here we go.
Partners believe it too, which is why they're just buying our product.
Alex, it's interesting you say that because your stock has become something of a proxy for that debate you just talked, that sort of debate that you're talking about. And obviously, of late, it's been under a little bit of pressure now. I watched really closely last week. The stock had made a really big rebound. And then that evening, Mongo posted their results. One of their highly profitable contracts, apparently with the government, won't be renewed, right? So Doge out there, that same day they showed the wasteful spending at HUD and just how crazy it was. So now the speculation is that Doge will have a negative impact on Palantir, although fans of your company who loved your company long before I did tell me, no, this actually is a positive for Palantir.
Well, look, at Palantir, we're very focused on what will make the West superior in the commercial space, mainly here on the battlefield. So even if it were for Palantir, I think bad for Palantir, I'd be in favor of it. I mean, how often have critics of Palantir been right? And it's like, look, buying, if you want to reform an institution, whether it's commercial or government or anything, what is the first thing you're going to do? Change unit economics, make the customer experience better. How are you going to do that realistically in the West? You're going to buy the best software and implement it. Who are you going to buy from? So I mean, like, and I love that we have all these skeptics. They just can keep on. The skeptics, as annoying as they are, just come out and tell the venture community how much we're going to fail. It's like, but for the somewhat idiotic skeptics of Palantir, we would probably be competing with 50 companies. So please amplify your skepticism. Palantir is very pro-Doge. I'm pro-Doge. I believe it's going to be great for America, and I'm supportive of it. And read into that what you will.
Right.
But America's going to become more lethal, more economically strong, and we're participating in that, and we're thrilled. And again, on the non-Doge front, does anyone doubt we're doing well in U.S. commercial? I mean, all these same skeptics are like, it's like completely ridiculous.
Right.
Somebody's got to score these skeptics. You're like, oh, Palantir's a service company. Palantir will never have a commercial product. Oh, Palantir will win, but it's only with one administration. Oh, Palantir's got the best product, but CARP's too crazy. Or Palantir would just shut up about the West being superior. Their sales would go up. It's like, at what point is there a scorecard? Like, and again, I would encourage people in every institution we want to reform. What did the person say? How often were they right? How are they doing? And you've got to heavily index against that. But again, no matter what you think about what's happening in the U.S. government, I'm supportive of it. Look at what we're doing in commercial. Can you even open the newspaper and not see one of the greatest companies in the world in America partnering with Palantir? It's crazy. And I've never seen anything like this in the last 20 years being involved. And honestly, the part I love is that we're winning. The part I love almost more is that we're getting to do our usual humiliate the critics of Palantir game. And it makes my life a lot of fun.
By the way, I love when you humiliate the critics. I built my entire career.
All right, that's pretty much it. There's more you can watch. It's like a 10-minute interview. But oh my God. That's one thing I love about Alex Karp. He just, he does not care. He just says whatever. So friends, listen, I talked about Palantir yesterday, so I don't want to talk too much more about Palantir, but obviously still very bullish on Palantir. How could you not be? But that's the thing. We're going to get in May here, and a lot of these companies are going to start producing quarterlies, and it may it may start the motors back up in the market, and we'll see what happens. Lord knows there's a lot that could happen between here and May, but yeah, I'm excited. We should all be excited. Be excited. This is awesome. Awesome time to be an investor. Amazing time to be an investor. Friends, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. I really do appreciate everyone watching. I really do mean that. Like, I really do mean that. I'm really thankful for everyone watching. I'm glad to do this. You can't do this alone. You can't invest alone. You can't do all this. So I'm glad we're all taking this journey together. Bye, friends.